Hi and welcome pedalers to another pedal preservation and part 2 of the cheap bike build off. But before we start, I just want to say a massive thanks to all of my new subscribers, all the new people who have watched my new part 1 of this video. For me as a channel, it just literally blew up. I was going from not even double figures on each video. I had 12 subscribers. I now have 142 subscribers, and part 1 of this video has 3.3 thousand views. Now, I know in the grand scheme of content creators, that's not a lot, but when you are doing double figure views on your videos and then suddenly 3,300, I don't know, I must have just tickled the YouTube algorithm. But I think it has a lot to do with the cheap bike build off is actually quite popular this year. So although I was partly into the build already before I remembered it was a cheap bike build off, so I had to do a bit of reversing. So the bike was completely stripped in video 1. We did the bottom bracket, I think, and I was just about to start putting it all back together. Now, one interesting thing, a couple of guys actually pointed out, but it seems my front forks are bent. It looks like the bike's taken an impact. I didn't see it at all, but obviously in video 1 you could see it, and the forks are bent back slightly. So that has now added a bit of a dilemma. That's probably something I'm going to either, one of two things, either take the forks off and straighten them or find some new forks. Now, I was down the bike library today just smashing through bins and stuff trying to find bits, but we just didn't have a lot. So what I've done, I've grabbed a big huge box of bits. So this is the part where you come in. You can actually decide how we're going to finish this. Now, I've got a couple of ideas. I was away in a training course over the weekend and I told the instructor about it, and he came up with a couple of cool ideas, so I'll go over those with you. But what I'll do is I'll go through the bin, and then we can decide, or you guys can decide down in the comments what bits or what sort of direction we'll go, because there's two ways this bike can go. We can either go for, I mean, essentially keeping it as a mountain bike, or maybe gear it back and maybe go for maybe a more hybrid style bike, or the third option, which is a really cool idea. So this is Donald from Velotech, which is where I'm doing my bike mechanics training. He came up with this idea, and I thought, actually, it's quite good. I haven't seen it before. Probably someone's done it, but it might be something that we should try. So first thing out of the box, well, it didn't even come out of the box, I thought possibly a pannier rack of sorts, but not like a full pannier rack. I was thinking maybe this is the type that fits onto the seat post of the bike, so just no supports at the bottom, is just on there. And then I had the idea of putting just a small backpack, and I thought, I found this one, so this would just go on the back like that. I quite like this one because it's just nice and simple, and I'm thinking maybe the white will go with the green. I'm trying not to introduce any new colors, and of course the gray back will be quite neutral. Ooh, goodies inside. I'll need to see what that is. So rear rack, this probably won't be a popular one. So to address the fork issue, the only forks I could find that were even close were these ones, and these are off an Apollo. They weigh an absolute ton. But geometry-wise, they are correct, except for they've got too much travel. So if I was going to use these, I'd literally have to drop the travel probably by half, just space it out inside. It might end up making the fork too hard because obviously you can't really adjust it, and I don't want to get into too much like cutting springs, etc. So, but it was the only option I could think of. Now, I would obviously strip these down and paint the forks to match the bike, probably go for yellow because it's a bit of a theme on the bike, or purple as the text is, but the rest of it actually all fits. So there's another option, as I say, or just straighten the forks that are on it. Oh, right. Here's the interesting one. Like I was saying to you about maybe we should just go with like a hybrid. So this is like a complete hybrid, stem bars, the whole lot. I mean, this has literally come off a bike that was going scrappies. So we've got all your shifters, etc. It's even got a bell. Obviously they will all be getting changed, but it has got the hybrid style stem. So we could just slot that in and then completely adjust. So again, going with the pannier rack, maybe that is something that we could do. And this is, I'll be honest with you, this is ready to fly. Although I do have all the original shifters, etc. I have stripped and cleaned them, which you will see in this video, although that's actually past tense, but to you it's going to be forward tense. But then at the start of the video, future Rick came back from the future to visit. It was all a bit crazy. I was actually going to dress up as Marty McFly. I do have a Marty McFly outfit I use for, I used to do a bit of cosplaying, and I've even got like a plutonium case with plutonium in it. But I didn't think the video was going to blow up, so I didn't put too much effort into it, and if I'd realised now, I would have put all the effort into it. But if this video does well, we'll do the Marty McFly thing at one point. So, as I say, we've got the hybrid bars, another option. Now, in fact, I will show you, although I can't remember if I put this in, I did put this in, this will be in the video. Now these are the original cranks off the bike, and I polished them. I did this crazy polish setup, you will see in the video, utterly dangerous. Even if I don't use these cranks, you'll see them. Masked this off, painted this, but I don't know, because it came off the bike and I feel like I should be making some sort of effort. So I nipped down to the bike library and I picked up a couple of options. So I've just got a straight up Shimano three-way setup. This will just drop straight on. It's obviously black, so we're kind of taking that sort of polished chromey sort of look out of the bike, maybe modernising it a bit. So there's that as an option, but there was also this one as well, which is actually a 2x. So I thought that would be interesting. Now there's a couple of bits missing off it, but it's the correct diamond-shaped square, what do you call it, a square taper bottom bracket. So that's another option. I mean, whether these are even going to fit, but we could find out. So again, we could change it to, rather than being a 3x, to being a 2x. So we've got that. Oh, dropping it around the back. I can't believe I found this. But this is actually a Saracen seat. So similar to the one that we've already got on it, but there's just a bit more yellow on it, and there's a bit of a yellow theme kind of going on this bike, which I will show you. So I've got that, and it's yellow on the bottom, so I thought that was a bit of a find. Possibly, I haven't checked, but I found a cassette with a much bigger range on it, so again, this could be an option. I mean, these things are just like nothing. I think that, well, I mean, obviously I've just got it from the bike library. We just have this in our parts drawer for, you know, completing other bikes, but there's like it's like a $5 worth. And remember, we've got £70 to play with, so I don't think cost is going to come into it. So we had that. One thing I am going to have to, you won't see this in the video, but the original brake levers, or you will see this in the video because I polished all those up. They had a very straight, now it's not it's not, I'm used to when you have this type of lever and you have the spring that comes up the back and you have the little pin, sorry, they do have the spring that comes out the back, but the pin goes into like the mounting, I don't know what you call it, the little stock, the mounting bracket, but these ones apparently are some sort of Cannondale thing, so they've just got big plastic nuts on the back. Unfortunately, I dropped one of them and the spring flew off, so I'm now short of a spring. But again, I was digging through the bins and I found these Shimano STX RC, and they just look really chunky. They seem to have an enclosed spring system, so I assume they're, I'm not familiar with these, but they just look that bit more beast mode. So possibly as a replacement to the front brakes, we could put these on, or I just spend more time on the floor trying to find the old spring. But I have already had a look and I literally cannot find it. I don't know where it went. So we got those. And then finally, the crazy idea for the bars, because remember, we do have the nice, if I dig it out, we do have the nice stem, albeit it was all a bit faded, but it is the right colour for the bike. So the idea was, it's a bit crazy, I think it was this one. Right, now, I know what you're going to say, right, don't put drop bars on it, don't make it a gravel bike, but it's not. Here is the idea. This is not my idea. This is Donald from Velotech. He says, why don't we put the bars on upside down, think about where you would be, comfortable right, and then just cut the bar there, end plug it, and then just put normal. I mean, I don't even know if any of this is going to fit on, but if you vote against it, then I'll not even try. Well, I probably will try. And then basically putting the brakes and shifters on here. So it's like a normal set of narrow handlebars like the bike's got, but you've got where you could, you know how like the old bikes used to have like the end bars, the bar ends, sorry. Well, this would be kind of this, but it's built in. So you'd be able to ride up, right, or then hunker down, and then we can just obviously put normal brakes on it, because they should probably fit about there. So I think we'd still have, I mean, I don't know, we might not have the room to do this, but I just wondered if this is something that, you know, we could pursue. So I've got a couple of sets of these. I've got these ones, but I don't think these ones are going to be any good. And these ones are actually a little bit wider. So I don't know. What do you think? I just thought it was a bit of a different idea. What are your thoughts? So that is that is where we are at. Whoops, out of shot. So that's where we're at. I don't know. What are your thoughts down in the comments? This is what part 2 is going to be about. I'm probably just going to have to break this over 3 parts, because I'm doing this bike course and it's 6 days. I've done 2. I'll go back to another 2. And I've just got a lot of work going on just now. And I know that I have to get this done for the 25th. And although that's still about 10 days away from when this video was made, I am actually kind of running out of time a little bit. So I might just do this video as a what do you think, and down in the comments and tell me what to do with these bits and how we should complete it. And also, if you know how to straighten a front set of forks, that would be awesome, because I'll be honest with you, they don't bend, I don't think they bend very often, so bending them straight, I have no idea. I mean, you'd need some crazy amount of leverage, and unfortunately I had a wee look and we don't have any of these forks at the bike library, so it's either those or using the Apollo forks, which I really kind of don't want to do, because to be honest they weigh as much as the frame, because they're Apollo ones, but it's the only ones that I've got that's got a threaded steerer tube on it that's the right size. And if I leave them the way they are, it's going to slacken the front end off. Yeah, I don't know, it'll mess with the geometry, so I would need to take those apart and shorten them, and then that could be fun in itself. Ugh, I hate taking those things apart. So so yeah, down in the comments, let me know what you think, and we'll be back for part 3 with your comments, and I'll start putting the bike back together how you want it. Thank you very much. Oh, remember, like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Bye now.